to win L.A. County. It seems that this is where they're closest. Up in the Bay Area, Jerry Brown's very popular. In the Central Valley, it seems that Meg Whitman really has the key there, and in Southern California as well. But L.A. seems to be the key. Do you agree?
It's hard to say because you've got the southern counties, you've got San Diego, you've got the Inland Empire where home foreclosures are terrible. You've got a mixed bag of independent voters all over the state. Nobody knows how they're going to vote. I would have said that Jerry Brown was a slam dunk. I don't know if debates make any difference. If they make a difference, Meg Whitman is back in the race.
Matt, what about the distractions, the word whore being used by one of Jerry Brown's workers and the nanny gate, or the domestic worker gate that they called it? Did that have any impact at all in tonight? Did you see that having any effect?
Well, I mean, I think that clearly both have been stung by you know, the whore comment by a Jerry Brown aide, and then the whole housekeeper incident for Meg Whitman. I think it's all, as Jill was saying, it's all side noise that really means nothing. And I think that ultimately people want a governor who's going to solve their problems. And I think, Carlos, this ultimately boils down to turnout. Who's going to turn out on Election Day? If it's a large turnout, it benefits Jerry Brown. If it's a small turnout, it benefits Meg Whitman. And right now, I think the jury is still out because the Democrats are not very motivated to turn out and vote right now.
Jill Stewart, Matt Klink, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And just a few weeks away. Well, more than their words, the candidates' body language can say a lot. Here's Ed Lascos.
All right, let's get right to it. Watching the debate, you've seen what the candidates had to say, but imagine if they're thinking one thing, saying another. Want to introduce you to Dr. Lillian Glass. Your forte, doctor, is body language.
Body language, communication skills.
And we had a lot of that with the debate. Let's get right into it. Here's Meg Whitman. And right off the bat, you notice a lot of things about Meg tonight.
Well, she came across as a leader. She was fluid, she was articulate, she had great posture, she spoke into the camera, she answered questions.
And you like even the way she was dressed,
I thought she was dressed wonderfully. I think she came across professionally.
And we have Jerry Brown. You picked up a lot on him, too.
Yes, Jerry Brown showed a lot of tension in his face. He showed a lot of anger. You could see it in his lower jaw. A lot of pointing.
Yeah, you see it with his hand.
Yes,
right?
exactly. A lot of fist-like movement, a lot of staccato speech. And that didn't endear you to him.
What about the eyes? You kept looking at his eyes, too.
Yeah, his eyes had a steely glance to them. That he did not give you that warmth. You didn't really connect with him.
The defining moment in this is, you know, when they talk about the W ward and Brown's got to give his apology, and you were in the green one going crazy.
I couldn't believe this. This was Jerry Brown's perfect opportunity to show that he was a gentleman, to act like a governor, to say, I'm really sorry, that never should have happened. Instead, he was defensive. He even blamed her for calling his campaign.
And look at her reaction.
Look at her reaction. She's not pleased with it. This is the biggest insult you can give to a woman, and he's not.
Is she insulted there by looking away?
She's very insulted. She's looking away. She's angry. She's looking down. And again, she's trying to be gracious about it, but she's very hurt and very angry because this was uncalled for. And he is defensive. He's not apologetic, and that cost him a lot with women.
And then we have another apology. It's Whitman apologizing. Lillian, what do you think about here? I mean, you picked up a lot of
here
stuff.
You see she's uncomfortable because she's got a lot of tension in her eyes, in her jaw. You see a lot of tightness in her throat, in her neck region, because she's uncomfortable. And she knows her voting record isn't that great, and she's tense about it. It shows.
And you thought both of these apologies, hers and his, not really sincere.
I didn't think they were sincere at all. In fact, with Jerry Brown, it was rather hostile. And you could see that this hostility affected Meg Whitman quite a bit because she rolled her eyes, she looked away, there was tension in her jaw, she was disgusted, and you could see this in her facial expression.
And Tom Brokaw, what do you think, good or bad?
Tom Brokaw, he's been around a long time.
Well, that's a diplomatic way of saying it. All right, Dr. Lillian Glass, thank you so much for coming by. Always a pleasure for us. Okay, we've heard from everybody, the experts, the candidates. We haven't heard from you. It's your time now. So what you got to do is you got to text us what you think. Text the word voice, your comments, good, bad, and different. We want to hear about them now. And then you send it to 71938. 71938. Don't forget, name and city, and I'll read your thoughts in just a couple of minutes.